it's KR0. I know it's been a minute, and I'm sorry. I've been really busy. At the beginning of this month, my car broke down. And I was a little bit behind my rent. So the second I got my car fixed, which I did it on my own, well, with a little help from my roommate getting the part for me. Um, yeah, I went through the process of doing as much DoorDash. I even made about $700 in DoorDash in 1 week, which is actually shocking to me. So I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I made it work, and I got my rent paid a week later, sadly. Anywho, um, so that's the main reason why I've been away for a good minute. I've just been really, really busy with work, door dashing, trying to get my finances back on track after, you know, my car being broken down for a week. So, um, now I am finally back on here, but it's going to be another couple of months before I actually post another one. Um, namely because of the fact that I don't know if my other roommate is listening, but I'm about to move. About to move to Fayetteville in the couple next couple of months. So it's gonna be in and out before I actually do another video. But first and foremost, with this video, I have a main topic I want to talk about, but I want to also say, wish my condolences to the families of Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, a great man. I wish I would have met him in person, in real life. I never got an opportunity, and his death kind of did hit me because I loved everything that he did. He was a great man, honestly. And then last but not least, of course, the most recent one, Jason David Frank. He is all you may know. I'm a huge fan of Power Rangers since the beginning, since Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I remember the Green with Evil storyline, and I remember how we got our first Sixth Ranger in Tommy Oliver, played by Jason David Frank. And I've seen him in a whole bunch of things, and I almost had a chance to meet him in person, like what, 7 or 8 years ago. He was in Atlanta, at Dragon Con, and I had a friend, or more of a acquaintance, whose girlfriend was a huge cosplayer at the time. I think she still is. I think they still are in that scene. And so they were telling me that he was in town. I really wanted to go, but I just ended up being really busy with work. So, but Jason David Frank also has passed, and I want to wish my condolences to the Frank family. May he be living in power in heaven. It was a great Stan Lee, of course. So, but I want to wish my condolences to them. It's been, kind of trying month. I know a lot of people in the Power Rangers community are affected by this loss, and I am as well. So I wanted to at least give my condolences to Kevin Conroy and Jason David Frank. Like, that's another reason why I didn't want to do a video. I didn't want to be like everybody else. I just wanted to, whenever any kind of death affects me, I just put myself more into work. So that's alright. Anyways, so let me give you guys a few updates. Otherwise, gaming wise, so I was able to get the new God of War Ragnarok, and that game is stunning. I'm taking a break from it right now, but that game is stunning. I do love the idea that you can play as a certain character. Well, it's not that much of a. I don't think it would be that much of a spoiler, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually do a spoiler alert for you. You get to play as Atreus, okay? like literally play as Atreus, as if you were playing as Kratos in the first game. So that's cool. Okay, I love that. And I love the actor who they picked to play Odin. As much as everybody keep, one of my friends actually said he didn't like the fact that Odin was so tiny, frail. Played by what's this man's name? Played by Richard Schiff. I'm sorry. Played by Richard Schiff, but I think it's a good thing. You know, Richard Schiff does have like that kind of ability to kind of like play like a deceptive character in my opinion. But most of us know him as Dr. Glass or Glassy in The Good Doctor, which I also love him in. So I did like that. I like the gameplay of God of War Ragnarok. I played to break that game open. Like I might actually try to complete it. Okay. Next, I want to talk about the other game that took over most of my like October and November. Star Ocean. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. Now, as far as making up for what the last game lacked, Star Ocean, facelessness and integrity, I think. Okay, why I love Star Ocean as a series. Like I love the first 3 games. I actually am one of the ones who actually love The Last Hope. I went through that 5th game with ease. Okay, I went through it like it was nothing. Like it did not challenge me. It was actually kind of boring. I won't lie. Like everybody keeps saying, it was. I played through it and I realized it was so short. Like all the other Star Ocean games before it, I always thought I was coming to the end of the game, and then it just kept giving me more. Like especially with the second story, get to a certain part in the game, and you think it's the end of the game, and then next thing you know, you have a whole new world to explore. After the, I don't remember exactly what happened to the last one, the first world that you're on. So, yeah. But the Divine Force had everything that you would come to expect out of a Star Ocean game. In my honest opinion, you had multiple different places to go to. This one takes place just before Star Ocean 3. Because Star Ocean 3, if you don't realize, Star Ocean 3 is like the end of the timeline in the Star Ocean timeline, and The Last Hope is the beginning. And then every other game is like a little bit, it's like in and out of each one. Like 3 is, I realized that 3 is the only one that you don't see a Kenny in it. Yeah, you don't see a Kenny in 3. But the Kennys have been an important thing. You had Ronix J. Kenny in the very first game of the series. You had Claude Kenny, who was actually one of the main protagonists in the second game, like one of the main beginning protagonists. Like the first game, you had Roderick as the main character. He wasn't the Kenny, but he eventually meets Ronix J. I think that's the name. Then you had let's look up the Kennys, shall we? Let's look up the Kennys, shall we? So we got Ronix J. Kenny. So I was right. Ronix J. Kenny was in the first game. He is the father of he's the father of Claude C. Kenny. Ronix J. Kenny. He was one of the main characters, but he wasn't like the initial main character. The initial main character was, if I remember correctly, Roddick Ferret. There we go. There's one look of him. Let's see. We also have first departure version of him, which is the one I know more of because I never played the original Star Ocean. But So we got the Ron J. Kinney, who was part of the first game. Um, he's the father, like I said, he's the father of Claude. Yeah, I know it says Claude, but the way they pronounce his name, I had to find out from the Star Ocean TV show. I think this is it. This is Star Ocean TV show, I think. No, that's Second Evolution. Ew, sorry. What was it called? Oh, Star Ocean EX, that's what it was called. But yeah, I'm used to this this is the game I started off with, Star Ocean 2, the second story. And of course you had Claude C. Kinney in it. And then let's see, who was his? So eventually, we have his descendant, Emerson T. He was part of the Integrity and Facelessness. That's how you say it. Game which was mid. No, let's just be honest with it. It sucked. You also have Stephen D. Kinney. Stephen D. Kinney was part of The Last Hope. And he wasn't a playable character, but he was a very important character throughout that entire game. Because throughout that game you're playing as who were you playing? Edge Maverick. Yeah, there we go. And then of course, currently in this new game, you also have Marielle Kinney. The only female Kinney that we actually see in the entire Star Ocean franchise, and I'm not including married people who married into the family. So you had that, and Star Ocean The Divine Force is actually pretty good. I actually do like the song that was played in it. Might try to give you guys a little bit of a taste of it. Let me bring it up. All right, so I'm gonna play a little snippet of the song. It's by Hyde of the Arc on CL fame, and his new band, but it's pretty fucking decent. Listen. So there's that. But yeah, it's a really good song, and I actually think it really ties in well with the title screen of the whole entire the game. So there's that. There we go. So, but yeah, Star Ocean, The Divine Force, is actually pretty good. It does better than the original game, than the last game in the series, the fifth one. But I don't think it's enough to save the Star Ocean franchise. If they do come out with another one, I'll be shocked and I'll be happy and I'll be on board with it like always. But they do need to fix a certain few things. Like, I think the item creation in this game is way too RNG in my opinion. You end up wasting more money than anything. I did realize something that most of the people who were doing walkthroughs over Star Ocean did not bring up, and that is the fact that, and I did my own research on this. But during the game, sometimes you can craft, and sometimes you gain certain items that are supposed to help you in your item creation. There was a particular type of item that I would get every once in a while that's supposed to help in item creation. It's like a mystic bottle or a magic bottle or something like that. But the more you have, which you can have about 20 in total, the more you actually have, the higher your chances of getting like more higher rated, higher tier items. Like for instance, trying to craft when you're using compounding, not compound, alchemy. When you're using alchemy and you want to try to create like higher grade uh, crafting materials like the stone materials usually used in smithing. Um, like in order for you to build from moonstone to dark matter and all that stuff, sometimes it's harder. Like you have a higher percentage of getting uh, turning a moonstone into something of lesser value. But if you have more of those particular items, if you can like somehow craft as many as up to 20, then you basically have a higher percentage chance of actually making the other ones. And I did actually test this theory out. It is true. And if I can figure out how to um, craft or obtain some of the other items for the other item creation things, I can build my characters into like champions. Okay, because I actually want to freaking complete that game, surprisingly. Um, so there's that. I know this video has already gone on 17 minutes. Wow, shocking. Anyways, I thought it went on longer. But the main thing I want to talk about is some Pokemon. Well, game-wise, the main thing I want to talk about is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, I have Pokemon Scarlet, and I see what some people are talking about, like the frame rates in some towns for some NPCs go down considerably. I'm talking about choppy. I'm talking about like, have you ever seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Okay, you know how Miles, when he first gets his spider powers, he kind of seems a little choppy throughout the movie, at least until he finally gets that confidence to truly be his own Spider-Man. Yeah, that's what you see in some of those things. I wish I had a capture card so you can actually see it on screen, but it's noticeable. I noticed it. However, overall, I do love the game. I do recommend that you definitely, even since you can avoid trainer battles, go after the trainer battles. At least in the beginning of the game, it will save your life because you can't. The one thing I think that Game Freak kind of fudged up. This is my only gripe. If you really want it to be open world where everybody can go wherever they can, they just have to figure out a way to do it. Uh, Scale the gyms. Like if you get one, that's one thing you should do in your update. Scale the gyms. Basically, make it so that if you're going up against, because everybody automatically go. I will tell you right now, from my perspective, everybody's either going to go to the bug gym or they're going to go to the grass gym first. Okay? Or otherwise, doing the first Titan. Kind of like what Arvel was telling you at the beginning of the game. Arwen, or Arvin is telling you at the beginning of the game. Titans, or Navona's telling you at the beginning of the game. Gym challenges. You can also do the Team Star battles, but the Team Star battles, don't worry about that too much. But I'm saying, if you're going through the game, right? And I'm gonna try this on a different thing to see if it's actually a deal. But scale it. Like if people happen to have skipped some of the trainer battles at the beginning of the game, scale them. Make those trainer battles, like put some code in so that the trainers actually have like stronger Pokemon. Let's say I decided to skip a trainer at in area 2 of the South area. Okay, of the South province. Okay, let's say I happen to skip a trainer from there, right? And I've gone through most of the games and I got like 7 badges or something like that. How about I go back to that trainer? Instead of him having like a level 15 Palmy, why not make him have a level 50 Palmo or Palma? You get what I'm saying? Like, update them. Because that's, I mean, you can pull this off. If Final Fantasy VIII pulled off the, you know, leveling system that they did in the game, where the enemies scale to your level, you can make it so that Pokemon does that, and they actually have their trainers end up having higher level Pokemon compared to when you could have initially get them. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Anyways, that's my only biggest gripe. Otherwise, I love the game. I love the whole open world aspect of it. I love how they have the Pokemon basically in the sizes that they should be. And it's no longer random battles. That's it. And last but not least, I'm bringing it down to the TV shows I recently watched. Okay, first of all, The Rookie Feds is amazing. I love it. It's a great new show. I do love how it spawns off of the initial Rookie TV show, and the Rookie TV show is also going strong. My roommate actually got into the Rookie recently, and we were watching a couple episodes together, so that's good. But I was rewatching them with her. But I also want to talk about Titans. Titans is going good so far. I do love how they are sticking to the Tim Bernard thing, because trying to bring in Stephanie is just kind of hard to bring in Stephanie, I think. And Bernard is actually a pretty decent character and all that stuff. So, and I'm a Tim Drake fan, so I'm all about Tim Drake being whatever he is. Okay. They're going up against Mother Mayhem this season, which is actually pretty decent, because it actually gives Superboy a little bit of a legit weakness, because, you know, Superman's weak to magic, so there's that. And I do like the connection between Raven and the villains of the story, so I'm not going to spoil too much about it, but I think you should watch Titans this season. This season's pretty decent. I do love how they actually brought character to always seems to be on the opposite side of the Titans as an actual Titan in this season. I'm not going to tell you who, but definitely check it out, okay? And last but not least, oh yeah, I'm not going to get to the last one because I just watched this one, but I'm going to get to a couple more. Santa Clauses, excellent. I do love how they do stick to the previous 3 movies, and once again, same actor who played Charlie has played Charlie in this one, and I do love that. That's on par. And I found out that Tim Allen's daughter is actually playing his daughter in this show. Next, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Yes, it came out. So if you have Disney Plus, I highly recommend you go see that movie. Not movie, but special. Okay. It is endearing. It is heart. It pulls at the heartstrings. Okay, and you find out some new information about a character that you didn't realize. Oh boy! And last but not least, okay, I had to get this last because, well, she would only let me do it last, and that is the Wednesday Netflix TV show. Now, I've only watched 3 episodes because when it comes to Netflix TV shows, when they come out all at once, I usually play the first episode, skip around to the third, to like middle ground, and then do the last episode. Or sometimes I just go from first episode to last episode to decide whether or not I really want to watch it. And guess what? I'm about to give it a full watch when I have the next free time, okay? This show is good. The girl who plays Wednesday in this show, let's see, what's her name? I know I'm doing this as I go along. But I think it's a great show. Jenna Ortega, who plays Wednesday in this new Netflix TV show, is perfect as Wednesday. And not to mention that we have Christina Ricci in it, in an undisclosed role. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you definitely need to watch it. It is great. It's dark. It's perfect. And it gives a little bit more insight into the Addams family as a whole, So especially Morticia and Gomez. So I highly recommend it. It is a good show. It's actually a decent show, and I can't wait to the second season. So there's that. And then last but not least, uh, last but surely not least, before I close out the video, is I can't wait till that 90s show comes out finally, because that's the show I'm waiting for. Alright, just commented on Facebook. Anyways, but yeah, that's the video. Like I said, I will make some new videos later on. When everything gets all settled for me, because I got so much stuff going on. But yeah, till then, hopefully you guys had a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, in case I don't see you beforehand. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.